Hello and welcome back to Couples Counseling.
I'm Allie.
And I'm glad our friend just came by and did us a favor because now Kesho has become a Congelder. Oh, look at Kesho. He's bashful.
I love how he still looks like the most grizzled, serious old man, but still has that clown nose.
Hey, check what ability he has. We haven't looked at that. Sheer Force removes added effects to increase move damage.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, so that'll be good with things like Rock Slide, which theoretically have an extra effect that never really happened. It'll boost their damage.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
That being said, I really want us to find a better all-around fighting move than Low Kick.
Yeah.
But, I think it's time for us to keep going through Twist Mountain.
Alright, sounds good. Kesho still up front, or you want to switch to someone else?
I think Kesho being up front is fine. Level 37 is still a bit behind a few of our guys.
Okay.
And, quite a coincidence that someone came over to trade for him right at level 37 and that our DS decided to work.
What a crazy random happenstance.
Yeah, that, can't think of any other way that would have happened. Okay, Rock Slide.
Okay.
Rock Slide. If we can't kill this in one shot, we're not faster than it?
Apparently not. Well, we one-hit KO'd it.
Yeah, but the fact that we're not faster than it, that is disappointing.
I agree with that. Is there some kind of setting where you can, like, turn down the random encounters?
I do not believe so. Oh, Low Kick. But, I mean, if we get really annoyed, we can just...
Use Repel?
Yeah, but that being said, we are beginning to, like, struggle with finances occasionally.
So we're wasting all of our money on Repels and we should stop.
Yeah, and this is something that I've been doing, like, when I walk around off-screen, like going through Chargestone Cave. Like, I didn't want to deal with random counters on the way there.
It's a trainer.
The number 2, is that why you were just covered in brown stuff?
Oh, gross.
Why did
We're number 2.
I mean, just think about that life for a second. Also, Switch.
Yes.
Leonardo
it is.
Does he have... Yeah, Leonardo it is. I really wish that we had Sturdy set up.
Yeah, but...
But Air Slash is not something to worry about. Okay, Crunch or Smackdown should do it.
Okay.
It is a bit nerve-wracking watching things close to our level bulk up.
Yes, it is.
What was it we fought last time that ended up... Oh, it was a throw.
Throw, yeah.
Yeah, that throw was,
Terrifying.
It was scary for a second. I say you continue going to the right for just a second.
Just see what's there?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me get past this goddamn Woobat.
Okay. Try a Rock Slide. I want to see if it was just a coincidence that the last one was faster. Oh, no.
So, I'd like to point out that Zubat, Woobat, they're not being very creative here.
I mean, is it an intentional homage? I have to assume it is. Yeah, Pokeball.
Pokeball.
We are rewarded for our exploration.
With a Moonstone.
You know, I don't know what evolved with the Moonstone this generation. Huh. Yeah, I'm not thinking of anything off the top of my head. There must be something.
Well, are there some Gen 1 Pokemon in this game? Which I have yet to see?
But no, not until after we beat the Elite Four.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's part of the appeal here, that you don't just run into any Pokemon outside of Gen 5. To me, anyway. I like that.
I do too, but I was just... You were saying, like, oh yeah, there are Gen 1 Pokemon in this game.
Yeah, at the very...
So after you've already beaten the Elite Four in the whole game?
Mm-hmm.
Just as like a bonus?
Something like that, yeah.
We could use the levels, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we can. I'm trying to figure out what in Gen 5 uses a Moonstone. Oh! Huh. Mana. I didn't know that.
To evolving to Masharna?
Yeah.
Alright.
Huh. Well, I suppose it does sort of feel like this generation's Clefairy, doesn't it?
It does. It's
in
very
some ways.
cute. And I like how it looks like trick yogurt. Which I can still taste in my mind's eye to this day. Alright, come on. Whee!
So, I'd like to note that, Kesho's appearance is what happens when you wake up every morning and brush your teeth with the bottle jack.
Also, what happens when you fall asleep with your makeup on.
Yes.
Let this be a warning.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of yourself.
You will not, contrary to some of Kesha's songs, I'm sure, you will not stay young forever.
Remember, guys, hydrate and use a serum with retinol. This game brought to you by L'Oreal.
Because you're worth it. Yeah, you can't treat every night like it's the last night of your lives.
Even though it very well might be.
No matter if your heart is beating to the beat of the drums, you're Pokeball.
See, you get mad at me when I talk
Yeah, no,
song
for some
lyrics.
reason it grates on my nerves so much, but I'm allowed to do it.
Eh. So is it called Twist Mountain because everything's just like in a spiral?
I have to imagine. Either that or there... Hey, Pokeball.
Yeah.
Either that or there's gonna be some crazy plot twist at the end. Where we get through and M. Night Shyamalan is just standing there.
Trying to think of a pun for M. Night Shyamalan, but I'm coming up short.
I mean, so does he with most of his movies nowadays.
Avatar.
Huh.
God.
This-
I'm gonna heal.
Okay, so fun fact, we actually have in our closet a costume from the Water Tribe, a full outfit from M. Night Shyamalan's Avatar: The Last Airbender.
And we got it for like nothing.
Yeah, we found it at an antique store that...
So yeah, we were in town for a wedding. We're like, oh hey, like this is a famous antique place. Rock Slide or Strength?
Strength should be fine.
And so, you know, it's like this very
Cute.
cutesy antique shop. And there's a sign that says movie costumes. We're like, okay, that's cool. And they have just like the entire roster from The Last Airbender. Apparently the owner of this shop provides a lot of props for movies. And when Avatar tanked, they were
sold the
rapidly
costumes
selling
back.
off
Yeah.
everything they could to make up the money.
Hey, click A on that dirt pile on the way past.
Okay.
And then I think it might be time to let someone else
Leave.
take... Yeah, because Kesho is now officially more than caught up. Okay.
What I do love about those costumes is that if you look at the insides, it's all like Velcro and snaps. They look so rushed, like they had to churn out like 150 in like a week
Well, I mean,
for the big scenes.
but that makes sense. It's Hollywood.
Oh no, it
and-
totally makes it's interesting. It's not bad. I just think it's funny that like they take all the same shortcuts I do.
Ha.
Like when I got really desperate and hemmed a dress with duct tape, it worked
When did you do that?
a million years ago.
So, I'm not sure
I got a
we've...
nugget.
Yeah, I'm not sure we've mentioned that you went to college for fashion
I
design.
did, and nothing is happening at this rock.
Yeah, so we can move on.
All right.
It was
did.
just worth a check.
I did go to school for fashion, and I work in fashion currently.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nothing like the Devil Wears Prada. A lot of us just kind of wear regular clothes and hang out and eat snacks.
Well, I mean, low kick, I think. There are definitely a few places.
Oh, there are so many places where they are actually very
Caddy.
catty, but I do not work for them, and I'm very relieved. I think the cattiest thing that ever happened was I had to design a print for a t-shirt with cats on it,
Ha.
and they were very cute. It is really interesting to see how much that movie's aged.
Devil Wears Prada?
Yeah, because the workplace ideal is more like a startup environment and less like a highly polished, expensive corporate environment.
The world is changing in weird ways.
Yes, it is.
You know, it is a shame. It's going down. I'm yelling Conkeldurr just doesn't work quite as well.
It really does not.
When boys try to grab Conkeldurr's junk, does that mean the concrete blocks he's carrying?
I assume so.
That's got to be his junk. He's got a lot of junk. It's very heavy.
Yes. Also, like, I'm looking at him holding those 2 cement pillars.
Mm-hmm.
That has to be hell on your hands. Like, that is tendinitis waiting to happen.
So I checked the Pokedex entry for this guy when he evolved. The lore for him is that he taught humans to make concrete 2,000 years ago.
Huh.
Yeah.
How old is concrete, though, as a...
You know, that's a good question. Also, we should finally put someone else up front.
Yes, we should.
And give someone else the lucky egg. So I'm thinking for where we're at, who do you think we should run with?
If we put the egg up front, will it hatch faster?
I don't think so.
Alright, well, everyone's sort of... I think either Leonardo or Smugleaf based on level.
I think Smugleaf.
Yeah. Alright, I need to give Smugleaf the lucky egg.
Hey, he's got the miracle seed.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, maybe we'll level up a bit slower, but I'd rather hit a bit harder and just wipe things out quick.
I gotcha. Girder.
I'm beginning to not be nervous about girders with Bide. I feel like that, yeah. I feel like that might be a mistake. That might come back to haunt us.
Yeah, why are you tempting fate?
Yeah, no, I don't know. Oh. We can't one-hit KO it when we're 10 levels above?
Apparently not.
Yeah, slam.
Come on, and slam. And welcome to the gym.
On guard! Body slam!
I'm gonna unguard you with my face.
Hello.
I wonder what the workman's comp is like for these guys. Are they union?
That is a good question.
Is the Pokemon World pro-union or anti-union? You've gotta wonder.
Yeah, I mean, as we've established, at least in Unova, the government is run by gym leaders.
That is true.
So, do they accept people unionizing under them? Given the fact that it seems to be, for lack of a better term, a meritocracy.
Well, also, like, how much free labor are they getting from a Pokemon-based labor force?
Oh, that is an excellent
question. So I
question.
bet you there's more money to spread around for things like workman's comp and healthcare.
Yeah, no, with all the free labor that goes on.
Because, I mean, it's hard to imagine Pokemon having, like, bank accounts and 401k.
Yeah, I mean, you can pay some of them in peanuts. Like, literally.
Or berries.
Yeah, you can pay them in berries.
And love.
Why did you...
I went the wrong way.
Yep.
That was a mistake.
Yep. But,
God damn it, I was so close to not having room in there.
Yeah, I mean...
I bet you there's a lot more wiggle room in their economy.
Well, so I've seen...
Because trainers don't seem like... They're not for-profit, are they?
I mean, they sort of are because it's gambling. It's certainly not, non-profit.
Oh yeah, but like, I'm thinking about corporations cutting costs to appease shareholders and that whole structure. Versus this seems like a very direct...
Okay, but let's think about something for a second, because A, we know that in America, the slaves did allow for, like, huge economic advantage in the South.
It's so much blood money, but...
Yeah, no.
He's so cute! Okay, I feel like this is a bad whiplash talking about the horrors of slavery.
Yeah, no, I know, but let's switch to...
He's so cute!
So that's...
Can we run? I don't want to kill it.
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
I worry about not being able to get away and it using a super effective ice attack, but whatever.
That was not the case.
Yeah. But that's the thing we could have gotten a lot easier if it were winter. Also, we should fight that doctor, so we've got to heal.
That sounds good.
You know, fight the doctor into submission. In real life, you've just got to do that with your insurance company, not your doctor. Yeah.
Don't get me started on insurance. You will not hear the end of it. I have insurance, and
no one likes their insurance.
No one likes their insurance. Like, there's all this talk about, like, what if people like their... Yeah, so I'd rather spend 5% of my taxes on Leaf Blade.
Yeah. You'd rather spend 5% of your taxes on Leaf Blade?
Well, that, and public insurance than, 25% of my employer paycheck. Yeah. I worked for one place, they wanted $700 a month out of my paycheck. It's a fucking lot of money.
Yep.
For how much I was making. That was a huge goddamn percentage. Yeah. And then, I still had to pay for everything on top of that.
But so, let's get back to the economy.
Sorry, I told you if you got me started on insurance,
no,
I'm not gonna stop.
I am aware.
Okay.
I saw where... Hank. Okay.
Dr. Hank. That's like a Grey's Anatomy name.
That's like the guy who plays Woody.
McDreamy. You mean Tom Hanks?
Yes.
Okay.
But, so the slave labor, added so much to the early American economy in a way that isn't recognized often. Okay, so we got to remember not to jump over those ledges.
Yeah.
No.
I'm just seeing. That's where we came out. Okay. But yeah, it kind of put our economy to a really false start, because then when we tried to pay for all of our labor, companies got pissed because they weren't making as much in profits.
Well, so here's an interesting fact. A big cause of opposition to slavery in the North before the Civil War was the fact that it was becoming increasingly, industrialized up there. Not quite. We weren't at industrialization yet.
I always forget that the Civil War is
50 years.
50 years before A, World War I. B, the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah.
It's 30 years before the Industrial Revolution.
Well, and also, it's real close to the Gilded Age.
Hey, can we get a tax cut since this is technically an educational...
But, I'm trying to go somewhere and I keep forgetting...
Okay, we were talking about industrialization in the North, slavery...
Oh, yeah. So, the workers in the North hated that they had to compete with literal slave labor, because it meant that there was someone who was always that's probably not a good move.
Sorry.
Who was always able to work for less than them.
Yeah, and I mean, you can see this translated now to overseas labor.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It drives wages down. That's so annoying.
Yep. And I mean...
Just Leaf Blade again.
There's also an argument to be made for prison labor.
Oh,
and
yeah,
for-profit prisons.
That's the thing going on.
13, great documentary.
Yes, 13. But there's something else going on, which is, for years, we have not measured the economic impact of women working in the home. That changes things a lot, and actually ends up contributing a lot to our economy.
Yeah,
it didn't necessarily get shared among women. You know?
I gotcha. Well, also,
not to say that it's shared perfectly evenly today.
The idea of the dual income household was unheard of before a certain point.
But I think there's probably an argument to be made that women moving into the workforce also pushed wages down, unfortunately, because now all of a sudden we've got 50% more people.
Yeah, to be fair though, it's not so much women entering the workforce, because women entered the workforce during World War II with manufacturing and all kinds of jobs for the war effort while the men were overseas.
Well, that's because the government was subsidizing everything.
But when the men came back, there was pressure. I think that's when the pressure really started, because women had been in the workforce for much longer.
Well, in certain areas.
In certain areas, yeah. Well, I mean, World War II basically, A, killed the corset, hallelujah, and B, gave a lot of really interesting, important jobs to women who are making income and feeling independent and...
But the point of all this, the thing we've got to remember that's most important here, is that this means the Pokemon world's economy has analogs to our own that we can analyze.
That is true. Should I heal?
Just Leaf Blade, we're faster.
Okay.
Leaf Blade, I think, is more accurate than...
Swim.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's some analogous here.
So, I think that explains why we don't see much poverty in the Pokemon world. It's just simply the case that the labor market, the total pool of capital, is only shared among a small subsection of the workers.
Well, in addition to that, in the first game, Pokemon Red and Blue, you told me that it was based on Japan after World War II.
That is a popular theory.
So their population, I'm sure, was decimated.
Which means more jobs to go around.
Yeah, well, like, if you look at the Black Plague in Europe, I'm not saying mass wipeouts of population is good, I'm just saying it has very interesting economic consequences.
So, war is one of those things, like, no, Leaf Blade should do it. Hopefully. But war is one of those things that, like, some people like to point to and say, see, it helps the economy. But,
like, so could a million other things with that money.
Well, so I make the argument that the urgency of the government paying for everything is what really boosts the economy, because suddenly the government needs a bunch of stuff and is willing to pay for it. So that means if we just apply that urgency to anything...
Green energy, cough, cough.
Yeah. Or, you know, quite frankly, if we just paid a bunch of men to go stand in a line on a beach somewhere and paid to make bullets and then just, I don't know, threw them into space, that would have the same effect on our economy as a war.
Yeah, people don't have to die for government kickstarted economy to actually make a difference.
But we treat that as the one thing that's worthy of it.
Although, like, I could get on my green energy manufacturing boom, but I'm gonna spare you all the 4-hour lecture on how we can just bring manufacturing back to America if we invest in green energy and reutilize all the abandoned factories. And
I mean, if the rest of the world keeps using green energy, honestly, what we need to do is we need to encourage competitive wages among the rest of the world.
Yeah, that's it.
We need to bring people up.
There's not one solution, is what we're saying.
Yeah, but we must never lose sight of the fact that the goal of all discussions about economics is to figure out how Pokemon works. But
I feel like, you know that bit in Toy Story 3 where Barbie stands up and goes, law should be created by the governed, not by an oligarchy. That's how I feel right now. So, like, the thing about kids going on their Pokemon journey, I wonder, because they're effectively just going out into the world for a long period of time with no money, I assume.
Well, so they start with a little money, I think.
Yeah, and they get money from
trainer battles.
But it's not a ton of money. You have to wonder.
Just Leaf Blade.
Just kills me.
Don't worry about the PP.
Yeah. This is so fucking annoying. But, you know, question. Is going on your Pokemon journey like going on Birthright in Israel?
I don't think it's that. Let's switch. Yeah. Let's switch to something that's
in that you can get
Leonardo.
Government money to travel to your homeland and explore.
Oh,
and learn.
I see. No, it's definitely not. You're definitely not given money from the government because, I mean...
Or like not even a tax break or anything? Crunch or Aquajet?
Aquajet. Finally. By the way, we can get Smugleaf out of the front slot for now. It's gonna be, what, level 42?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I guess Leonardo should be in front.
Yeah, and I'll get Leonardo the lucky egg.
What are you attempting to do?
I thought Smugglave had the lucky egg, but I think I remembered that we did not.
You want to put the lucky egg on...
Leonardo, that's what I'm doing. Or what I'm trying to do.
Be careful not to put the egg we're trying to hatch on him.
Yes.
There we go.
I know how Ghetsis work.
Yes. Of course you do. We just traded to evolve Kesho.
Yes, we did.
That is a thing we did. Guess we go south. Well, at least we can use rock attacks on this. And
yeah, like you've got to wonder what the government program safety net is for the Pokemon world. Because obviously government-funded healthcare.
So it's either one of two things. Either the government is very generous with it and uses tax dollars to make it happen. Or the fact that the total share of money is spread around less of the population, and therefore each individual gets a higher percentage of the total money.
Tangentially, there's also a more even distribution of wealth.
But no, sort of.
Okay.
It's not that it's necessarily more even, it's just that you could expect the poorest human to have more money because the Pokemon do the work that humans don't want to do. Surf, I guess. But since
they're also more equipped to handle work. You know, they can withstand harsher temperatures and have super strength and...
But since the Pokemon...
They're like stunt doubles.
Handle so much of the work, and people have more money, it might be the case that social safety nets aren't quite as necessary in this society.
Alternatively, are they moving away from a labor-based economy and more of like a universal basic income thing?
Ooh, I don't think they've got universal basic income, and I also want to heal. I think if they had universal basic income...
Well, by universal basic, I mean more the idea that they are moving from a post-labor economy. So that they can hold on to more of their money doing less work. And let's compare Pokemon to automation.
Want to use a water type attack?
Yes. I'm getting distracted.
I mean, but this is interesting.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, did you hear about the new robots they're putting in Stop and Shop?
I did not.
Oh my god, they're terrifying. So they're supposed to like help clean up messes and direct customers to like find objects, but they just don't work. And on top of that, they like have security cameras on them and can spy on
yeah,
workers.
those. I did hear about those. Okay, so that brings us to an interesting point. The Pokemart is still staffed by a human being, not a robot.
That is true. It's not like a vending machine.
Yeah, I mean, vending machines exist in this world, but there's clearly still, retail labor.
Yes.
That is a thing that still happens.
Can we get a Pokemon version of Superstore, please?
Surfer Aqua Jet should be fine. We're gonna have to attack twice anyway.
Fucking sturdy.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if we've got any option available to us that would, like, do a little bit of extra damage at the end to make it faster, and I don't think we do. Alright, what's this way?
Let's think up.
By the way, do we, like, not...
Oh, hey, look, a vending machine.
Hey! Case in point. Oh, and we're seeing all these... Oh, you want to get, like... Let's get some lemonades. Oh, we've got to get them one at a time.
What does Soda Pop do?
I assume it heals, too.
Now I want lemonade. Maybe I should make some lemonade today.
I would not be against that. But so, okay. Let's give this another thought, because as we said, Pokemon can do so much of the labor, but as we saw in Clay's mine and in here, there's still humans doing the labor despite, Excadrill existing.
Like working
hey, check the trash can.
Or working in tandem with Pokemon, like in Detective Pikachu.
Yeah. But so the work isn't... This seems useless. The work is definitely not completely, you know, Pokemon dominated.
Or go on.
Sure, explore in there quickly, but let's try to remember to go back down south just in case.
Okay.
It's weird using, like, north and south in indoor environments. It just doesn't feel quite right.
But it's effective.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's more Pokemon work in tandem with humans. It's not like, oh, we're just gonna shove a bunch of Pokemon into this mine and have them mine gold. Like, it's... We're going to pair a miner with an Excadrill.
Yeah. Well, okay. So that... I think that relegates most humans to management level positions.
I think so. Oh god, how much so much management.
Yeah.
Oh god. Anyone who's worked retail with me, let your heart just explode in pain.
So, I mean, we've obviously got, as we said, retail employees.
Oh, hey, plot.
Oh, plot. But I do wish we could have caught that thing.
I'm gonna run.
Okay.
I don't want to kill it. It's so cute.
I will be on the lookout to give us a chance to get that. But I say we save the plot for next time.
Sounds good to me.
See you guys next time as we continue to analyze the economics of the Pokemon universe, I guess.
Because we're totally both economists.
Yeah, no, we went to art school.
We went to art school. Okay.